Hi everyone, we're going to be working on a virtual footwork session today. We're going to do it maybe 3 or 4 pieces. This is the first segment. All you'll need is weapon and glove. If you have somewhere you're practicing where you can lay down a piece of tape or a piece of string, that's excellent. If not, you can go without. We're going to start with single advances and changing the invitation with each advance. Make sure the hand completes the invitation before the footwork finishes. So here we go. I invite, advance. Then with each line, go ahead and finish with a lunge. Make sure you stay in balance, recover. And then single retreats going back. You retreat, then parry. So retreat, parry. That finishes the first line. Now we're going to do half retreat advances. 2 hand actions with it. Half retreat, invite, and then advance, invite. Finish with the lunge. Make sure you're balanced, recover. Going backwards, half advance retreat. 2 hand actions. Invite, retreat, parry. Next one, we're going to focus on the slide step. Let's go 2 hand invitations with the slide. So the slide step as a refresher is a half advance jump. So we go half advance with invitation, jump with invitation. Finishing with the lunge, recover. Going backwards now. Doesn't have to be fast, but we're focusing on good coordination. Next, let's go ahead and work on the jump forward. Let's do it with 1 hand action because it's a 1-tempo action. So jumping forward with an invitation. Remember, both feet land at the same time. You're trying to jump more forward than up. Finishing with the lunge. And the jump back and parry. Next action, let's work on the cross step forward. This isn't really used a lot, we'll work on just for coordination, and of course the cross step back. No hand action, just focus on good coordination of the steps. And going backwards. Hi guys, this is our second video in our virtual footwork class. We're going to move on to slightly more complicated pieces of footwork. So for this segment, we're not going to use any hand actions. We're just going to keep it in on-guard position. First piece of footwork we're going to do is the double advance. Double advance starts with a slow first step. 2, 3. So there's 3 pieces to it. 1, 2, 3. And finish with the lunge and recover. Going backwards, start slow, and pick up the pace. Do it one more time. Really focusing on this first step. When you step, you should be in balance, but you can also go backwards. If you find yourself starting and falling, You're leaning too much on it. So it starts slow and picks up speed. And going backwards. Now we're going to turn into a double advance retreat. This is a very common footwork pattern where you pick up pace to scare the opponent and then take a retreat to draw them out. And retreat. And going backwards, double retreat advance, double retreating to break distance, and then advance to re-engage the opponent. See that one more time? Alright, now let's mix up the double advance with the half advance double retreat. So we'll work on this, not so much in strips, but maybe do it for 15 or 20 seconds. Start with the half advance, becomes a double advance, and then we can interchange that with the half advance, maybe the opponent attacks into your prep, and double retreat. So, one, going forward, two going back. Half advance turns into the double advance. Half advance, opponent's coming. Double retreat. You can see why it's so important to be balanced on this first step so you can change directions. You add the lunge to it. Or if you have the room in your house, you can add the flush to it. Hi everyone, welcome back. This is our third video on footwork. For this segment, we're going to focus on chaining together pieces of footwork with changes in tempo. So the whole focus is changing from slow to fast, for instance. So let's start. We're going to do 3 advances. And let's start off by going slow, slow, fast. So starting real slow, encroaching on the opponent, and then picking it up on the last one. And finishing with the lunge on the final one. Going backwards, slow, slow, fast. Opponent's coming in, you're slowly seeing what's going on. And the last one, maybe you have to get out of range. Really important, the speed of the advance is controlled by your rear leg. The speed of the retreat is controlled by your front leg. Let's mix it up now and go slow, fast, slow. Sorry, slow, fast with the rear leg, slow. Backwards, slow, fast, slow. Pushing off the front leg. Right. Let's try this one. This one's typically more difficult for people. We'll start fast, go fast, fast, and then finish slow. Make sure to keep the step small. You're just trying to increase speed, but not distance. Next one, we're going to start slow, then fast, fast. Starting slow and finishing fast. And going backwards. If your opponent's starting in, you're starting off slow, there's lunge or flush, and you have to get out quick. Alright. Let's now work on just going fast down and fast back. No change in tempo, but just really feeling what a fast 3 advances will feel like. Try to keep them small though. Going back. Quick but small. Now just going to feel the opposite. 3 slow advances and 3 slow retreats. Really try to slow it down so it feels different. If you have someone at home recording you, it's even better. Have them record it and see if you can visibly tell the difference between your fast and slow actions. Hi everyone, welcome to our 4th footwork video. This time we're going to be working with the lunge and the advanced lunge against the target, really focusing on the technique of both. I would recommend anytime you work against the wall pad, even if you plan on working on your lunge, you start at a close distance. Toby and Avandra have done other videos on this, so if you haven't, please watch them first. For me, I'm just going to do a quick warm-up, a couple extensions from the elbow, just kind of get my arm going. Nice full extensions, move back a little, extend with the advance. And work back to my lunge distance. Really important when you start a little close for your lunge. Start nice and easy. Extension of the arm. Make sure when you lunge, the arm stays on the same plane, it doesn't drop. And just sit in the lunge for a minute, stretch out. Coming back on guard. Do a few of these from close range. Really focusing on the hand going first. If you want to know if the hand goes first or not, quick drill you can do. Extend while taking a rear step. And right when this foot touches the ground, you lunge. So I'll kind of give you the feeling of where the hand needs to be in relation to the leg. So 1, 2. Guarantees your hand's going first. Once you feel good about the speed of your hand, get a little further away, stretch out the lunge a little. Make sure the hand's staying on the same plane the whole time. Also remember, the hand recovers last. So the hand goes first, recovers last. It goes, I recover, arm recovers. Try to hit my target, recover, hand recovers. Couple checkpoints in the lunge. Make sure your arm goes first, it finishes in plane. Once you're in the lunge, check your foot. Make sure it's facing forward. Knee over the foot, don't allow it to get too far forward. That can be a bad role model for this sometimes. Make sure your torso's up, head up, looking at the target, recover. Do a few more. Checking your position. Recover. One more. Check my position. Now we can move out to advanced lunge. The advanced lunge, remember, we want to start slow. So, slow and accelerate. Starting with a slow half step and finishing the advance and accelerating. You can also add a disengage to it if you like. And one more. Hi everyone, welcome to our fourth footwork video. For this one, it's just going to be a short refresher on the parry positions. I know that's not a pure footwork thing, but we're going to integrate a little handwork and footwork in the next video. So for this one, I just want to briefly touch up on the parry positions. If we go ahead and come on guard, the first one, or the most common one that we see a lot, is 6. And there's two ways to go about it. Some people's on guard, they start in 6. Other people start a little more in this neutral position and go to 6. Both are okay. I'm going to start from a more neutral position. For 6, I move my wrist out, elbow stays close to my body, and then it stays on the right side of my body, the left for you. And I make sure to cover this line. Tip is a little higher than the guard. Going over a 4, transition horizontally. Notice how my tip stays relatively close to the target. When I go to 4, I don't come over here. I also come way down and parry the floor. I just roll my wrist over, I roll my thumb. About 12 o'clock, and that keeps the tip on target. 7, I drop below. It's a half circle motion, kind of like a half moon. Nothing moves except my wrist and fingers. You notice right here, my upper arm, no motion. Just describes a half circle to cover that line. Going over to 8, come across, pommel comes against the wrist, tip still stays on target. When I watch a lot of people take 8, what I watch is they typically do this, where they drop the tip down, or they move the whole arm down like this. That's not necessary. If you're from 6, same thing as 4 to 7, it's a half moon. 6 to 8. 8 to 6. Just describing a half moon for both these parries of pommels against the wrist. I'm coming over from 7 to 8. Pommel is jetting out in 7, going to 8. Pommel comes in contact with my wrist. Tip stays on target. So remember, when you're going to these vertical parries, it's always a half circle motion. If you think of the opponent's tip being here, I can't just drop down. I'll miss their blade. I have to pick it up by doing a half circle motion. Same thing 4 to 7. If the attack's coming in here towards my target, I have to scoop it up, this half circle motion. Going from 6 to 4, it's just a lateral motion. And going 8 to 7, same thing. It's just a lateral motion. Most important takeaway of this is, remember, for all 4 parry positions, the tip always stays relatively close to the opponent's target. It never gets far offline. Hi everyone, welcome to our last footwork video. In this video, we're going to incorporate some of the things we worked on the last 2 videos, that being working on the lunge, the advanced lunge, and parry riposte, but also adding mobility, trying to mix it up and make this a little closer to the bow. So what I want to start with is have a wall target, have about a line I'm going to try to stay on, and I want to start moving like I would in a fencing bout, and that's different for everyone. It can be a slower, smoother tempo, it can be very quick and up tempo. It's whatever your style is, but I'm going to try to set up some shots and pretend like this guy here is my target. So for the first one, maybe I'll want to work on attacking in the preparation. So I'm going to come on guard at what I think is about fencing distance, and I'm going to start fencing and pretending like this is my opponent. Maybe I have some hand actions, maybe I have some fakes, starting to put pressure on the opponent, pressure, I put pressure so they want to go, and I finish. So attacking the preparation. Do it one more time. Really try to visualize what your opponent's doing. So for instance, I'm moving into them, I'm mirroring them, trying to find the tempo to go, found it, and I go. Really visualize what the opponent's trying to do. I can do something defensive. For instance, I want to set up a parry repulsive lunge. Moving with my opponent. Want to give them something to go for. Pull distance, parry, riposte. If I want to set up something, maybe a longer range attack, for instance, an advanced lunge. Starting at a long distance, looking to engage the blade in 6. Oh, I feel like I have a blade in 6 here now. Put some pressure on. Advance fade to the hand. Lunge body. Do that one more time. Moving nice and slow. Trying to get engagement 6. Have it. Push. Advance lunge to the body. I can set counterattacks. Maybe I want to counterattack underneath my opponent's hand when they flip. Moving. Maybe I drop the tip to give the opponent a target. Drop the tip, counterattack, full distance. I can mix up something else. Maybe I want to do a feint counterattack. Make the opponent fall short. Take over the attack. Move in. Feint counter out. Opponent falls short. Take over the attack. Cover with the arm back. Same thing. Maybe I want to mix up attack remise, for instance. Work on that now. Move in at a tempo and rhythm that I really like. Attack, remise, get out. Endless variety of combinations you can work on. The trick that I think is really important is to try to visualize what do you have to give the opponent to get the action. So if I want to counterattack under the hand, I really work on showing something the opponent can hit. Maybe to flick my hand, now I attack back. This is a really good way to experiment with your setups, work on things you're good at to get better at, or even find new setups. Especially if you have an opponent to fence with, think of new ideas, think of sets you'd like to try. Then when we come back to fencing, you can come back, try putting them in practice. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you're all safe out there, and I look forward to seeing you back at the club.